Visit tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at deck versus center format. And this time, I decided to build a different version of the Mega Audino that I built a few days ago. So this is my Mega Audino Fairy Drop deck. So this time, I don't run Majournia and Cobalion. I have Garbodor as a support and also Fairy Energies instead of the Metal Energies, so I can use the advantage of a Fairy Drop and heal with Fairy Drop. So the strategy is basically the same. You can go with the Mega Audino with the Magical Symphony for 110 for 3 energies and 50 to 1 of your opponent benched Pokemon if you play supporter card this turn, and basically set up double knockouts with a few Magical Symphonies. 1 Hoopa and 2 Shaymin stays the same, 4 copies of Audino, so I can have greater chance to start with it. A single line with the Trubbish and Garbodor, and to be honest, it works pretty good. 2 copies of Enhanced Hammers in addition to that, so you can have the advantage of knocking those double Dragon Energies, double Course Energies, or whatever, Splash Energy, or whatever energy special your opponent plays from one of his Pokemon in play. 3 copies of Fairy Drop, very good card because with the Fairy Drop I can easily use advantage, healing 50 damage for one of my Pokemon that have Fairy Energy attached in it, and that's just pretty good. Because with combo, one Fairy Drop and 1 Pokemon Center Lady, you can heal 110 damage in a single turn, and with 220 HP, that seems like a good idea, especially against Yveltals, Giratina EXs, and those Pokemon who can't hit for more than 100-120 with just a single shot. And also it's pretty strong against those Greninjas, because if you have Garbodor in play, there is no way that actually Greninja can do anything against you. No freaking way. 2 copies of Mega Turbo stays the same, also 1 copy of Special Charge, but the new thing in this build right now is 1 copy of Super Rod. So basically with the Super Rod, I can shuffle 3 in combination of basic energies or Pokemon's back from my discard pile into my deck. It makes a lot of sense, especially when you play Parallel City and get rid of Hoopa and Shaymin, and then you can just recycle them back and be able to use one more time with the Super Rod. But also Super Rod makes a lot of sense because of the Trubbish Garbodor line, so in case Garbodor has been knocked out or discarded, or Trubbish, you can just put it back with the Super Rod. This time 3 copies of Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 V Seekers. Supporter line pretty much stays the same. 1 Giovanni scheme for 20 extra damage or draw cards that they have 5, 1 copy of Lysandre, 2 copies of M, very good card and must have in almost every deck. Olympia, ×1 switch one of your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, and basically you can heal 30 damage from the Pokemon you move to the bench. Very good card. Makes a lot of sense, especially because it can give you the advantage against those Friday Night Yveltals when you can't simply use the advantage of the Float Stone. Center Lady stays the same, Pokémon Ranger must have because it's a very good card against those, let's say, Crystal Ray Glaceons. It's good against that Regice EX, it's good against the Chaos Wheel, so it makes a lot of sense in this build. 4 copies of Sycamore, 2 copies of Parallel City, but this time I decided to roll with 3 copies of Spirit Links because I'm running, Fairy Drops, and I simply want to use advantage of the Audino, cutting that 1 Audino Spirit Link in addition to 1 extra Fairy Drop for 50 extra heal. 2 Float Stone stays the same, and then 10 energies, 4 of them are just regular double Course energies, and 6 of them are just regular, I should say 6 regular basic Fairy energies and 4 special double Colorless energies, but it's very late and I'm kind of tired, so sorry guys for that. So yeah, basically the deck is very good. To be honest, it will have good advantage against Greninja, that's for sure, especially if you can put Garbodor before Greninja in play. It will also have good setup against Volcanion, because you can always use advantage of the Garbodor and your opponent cannot strike for more than 130 in that case, 140 with the Fighting Fury belt, when you can with 2 shots knock out any of his Volcanion EXs and also have 100 or 2 times 50 on 2 different Pokemon on his bench. When on the other side you can just use advantage of the Fairy Drop and the Center Lady, so like he didn't do nothing. It's also gonna be good against any other deck that can't hit more than 100. But against something like Shaymin-EX FAC, that's just a whole different story, because if I can have 4 Pokemon EX and play FAC can just one-hit knock on my Mega Audino, so that's definitely bad. But also, Giovanni's scheme is here just because, if you wonder why I run Giovanni's scheme, because with Magical Symphony and Giovanni's scheme in play, I can go for 130, and that's going to be enough to knock out Yveltal. It's going to be enough to knock out Greninja, so that's the reason why Giovanni's scheme is here. So let's do 2 or 3 games so you can actually see how the deck performs and how it works in the action, so you can actually make your self-decision which kind of the deck is better. This one with the Garbodor or another one with Majournia, so see you in the game. Alright, so I'm gonna start first just because I won the coin flip, so let's take a look at the opening hand. Okay, double Shaymin. At least there is Ultra Ball and double Colorless energy, which means that I can always Sky Return one of my Shaymins. That's gonna be okay. Alright, Electrode, probably Raichu. Probably Raichu Electrode deck with the max elixirs. I also see Wally, so probably it is. Probably it is. So I have 2 mulligans and 1 card to start. So let's take a look. Okay, so 1 Audino for me on the bench, which is pretty good. Oh, Jolteon on the other side. Okay. I'm thinking about first playing that Trainer's Mail and seeing what can I find with the Trainer's Mail. I can grab that Float Stone, which is not that bad option. So I can't know if my opponent actually plays Enhanced Hammer, but I'm definitely going to take the risk here. Since I already have 2 copies of my Shaymins in my hand, there is no point of taking that Ultra Ball for Hoopa, I guess. Let's go with another Ultra Ball here for the Sycamore and Mega Audino. So I can just see if I have another... Okay, 2 Fairy Drops are prized. And both Mega Turbos are here. Looks like also 2 Trainers Mails prized. And there is Float Stone, which is good. I'm thinking about grabbing 1 more Audino for me, putting it down to the bench, and probably Sky Return is going to be the thing that I'm going to do on my turn 1. Actually turn 2. So Shaymin setup for 6, which will allows me to get also Float Stone. Okay. Super Rod. Not Vert, I guess. I have N, so I'm thinking about Seeker for that N. I mean, if there was a Parallel City in my hand, I would just put Hoopa on the bench and use Parallel City, but it wasn't. So there is Garbodor, which is good. Also Spirit Link is here, which is also good. Okay, I'm gonna pass my turn for now, because turn 2 I can Sky Return, and I can put my Garbodor in play, and probably I'm gonna do that. Maybe even not, because if I do that I cannot set up. And I basically don't know what I can top deck, so it will just depend on my top deck, definitely. Okay, so Level Ball and the Trainer's Mail. So Trainer's Mail for that Wally. Okay, so probably that Flash Ray is gonna strike for 70 times 2 turn 1, if there's gonna be, of course, energy in his hand, and Wally for Electrode. And yes, that's gonna happen. And that's not that good, because my Shaymin is also weak on the lighting. So I can take 1 prize at least, which is gonna be Parallel City. Oh, okay. So energy down to Raichu. I mean, it's the same, pretty much. He can also knock me out with his Raichu, so it really doesn't matter too much, I guess. Good thing is that I'm running that Enhanced Hammer, so that Enhanced Hammer is definitely going to be an advantage for me when we speak about discarding that Electrode, because Electrode is pretty much a special energy attached down to my opponent Raichu. So there is another Voltorb on the bench. Volley has been played. He also decided to attach Stadium. Oh, he passes the turn. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can use that advance of the Lysandre this turn. And I'm thinking about Lysandring his Voltorb on the bench. I can also use Pearl City, but if I use that, I'm not gonna be able to set up. But why not use Pearl City down to my opponent, just because he's not gonna be able to heal damage. And the hit with my Sky Return for 30, and I can promote in the active position, let's say Audino with the energy. Okay, I didn't want to put Garbodor yet, just because for the next turn I'm preparing to do that. So there is another Electrode, so he can use another Bazap Thunder, I guess, knock his Electrode out and let me take one more prize. It's gonna be another Ultra Ball and 2 more energies for his Raichu, which means that right now he can strike for 130 with 1 more energy, 150, and with Giovanni scheme, oh, there is N. Okay. Okay, if I knew that he had that N in his hand, V-Seeker for N and Electrode, I would probably go with my Garbodor and take the risk. But never mind, at least I managed to take 2 prize advantage. And still, with my Mega Audino in play, I can get a lot of damage counters, maybe even a couple Fairy Drops, so I can heal a couple damage counters from my Audino, we shall see. So, okay, very nice top deck, which is a Fairy Drop, and Trainers Mail for another, maybe Fairy Drop, nope, but just the Pearl City and Pokemon Ranger. I think I don't need Pokemon Ranger in this matchup. I don't need it yet, so V-Seeker is going to be for Sycamore. And I'm hoping for that Mega Audino here. And also maybe another Fairy Drop. Alright, 1 Enhanced Hammer will do the job, definitely. So 1 Ultra Ball also for, let's say, Pearl City and the Spirit Link. So I can get myself Hoopa. With the Hoopa, I can get 2 copies of Mega Audinos right now, and I can also use advantage of my Shaymin for the setup. Unfortunately, I have only 1, which is gonna be enough. Alright, I can also do the wave here. And I'm thinking also about doing that. Let's just go with the do the wave here. It's gonna be more damage counters, but still, maybe I can take another Fairy Drop and survive 1 more turn with my Audino in the active position. So Shaymin for 5, there is Super Rod and another Enhanced Hammer. Look at this. That was just a ridiculous move. Super Rod for me, so I can recycle back my another Mega Audino into my deck, and right now I can strike with my Do-Do Wave for 110. So I also managed to heal some damage counters here, and basically next turn I can just escape down to my bench with Olympia. Heal 30 damage, promote my another Mega Audino, attach double course energy, knock out his Raichu and strike for 50 his Jolteon on the bench, and for next turn be able basically to knock out Jolteon and splash 50 damage to his Shaymin, which is gonna be enough, definitely enough for the victory here. So I managed to set up properly. The only problem for me is definitely 2 Shaymins and Hoopa on the bench. But I managed to disable my opponent completely here by using 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer and discarding both Electrodes from his Raichu. So there's another Voltorb and another Wally, but no, this time there is no Voltorb, and yeah, no Voltorb, no party. So he just decides to quit. Well, no wonder, because there was no chance that he can actually do something here anymore without extra energies. So the game number 1 definitely goes to my favor. Okay, so waiting for that coin flip, and I lost it, so I'm starting second. Let's take a look at my opening hand. Hopefully I can start. Oh my gosh. This definitely does not look promising. I can confirm that, but okay, at least there is Float Stone and Parallel City for me. And that's Shaymin for another setup, so if I can find at least one copy of, I don't know, Audino, I'm gonna be fine. So our first Max Elixir in the game for first energy on his Volcanion EX down to the bench. And there is one copy of Trainers Mail. So with the Trainers Mail he can reveal the top 4 cards of his deck. And basically get one trainer card, except for the Trainers Mail he find there and put in his hand. So there is Olympia, and finding Fairy Bell for his Volcanion in the active spot. So that Volcanion right now have 170 HP. Sycamore for 7. Alright, I don't know why he decided to attach that Fire Energy on it. Personally, I wouldn't do that, because then you can just use Power Heater and be able to attach energy from your discard to your bench. So 2 more Volcanions on his bench and Ultra Ball. So yeah, I will definitely use advantage of putting my Trubbish and Garbodor line in play, so I can prevent those Volcanion EXs from being able to use Steam Up. It's very, very important. But of course, if he can find Lysandre and 2 copies of Steam Ups and Power Heater, will be enough to knock out my 4 copies of Volcanions. It's gonna be just enough to knock on my Trubbish on the bench. So another Trainer's Mail has been played, but this time for nothing. And for me, the top deck is gonna be Trainer's Mail. So let's see what we can find with the Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail for Lysandre, Mega Turbo, Parallel City. Definitely does not look promising, but I'm gonna take the risk here. Of course, it's gonna be a huge risk. Put my opponent down to 3. So at least I can discard one of his Volcanions from the play and Shaymin. Then I can Lysandre his Volcanion EX without resources on it. Float Stone and Shaymin for 3. That was the best play I could do, I guess. I mean, yeah, it was definitely the best play I could do. So for now, I'm gonna pass my turn. And at least next turn I can use another V-Seeker for Lysandre. So there is Skyfield, and he immediately managed to discard my Pearl City and get 1 Steam Up here. So another Steam Up, 2 Steam Ups. Let's see if he can find something like a V-Seeker for Olympia. That would be nice. Yep, V-Seeker for Olympia, and that's gonna be retreated down to his Volcanion and 90 damage, just like that. If he can find 1 more energy, it's gonna be knockout against my Shaymin, so Power Heater for 90. Who knows what's gonna be top deck for me, who knows what my opponent have in his hand, but I know that probably I'm gonna play just the V-Seeker next turn again. So, yeah. Oh no, oh gosh, I decided to play Center Lady instead of the V-Seeker for Lysandre. So gonna pass my turn, retreating down to another Shaymin. Okay, I shouldn't do that. I instantly play my Santa Lady like it was a Fairy Drop, but it's not. So another V-Seeker, this time for Sycamore. And looks like he had that another V-Seeker in his hand, so he was able to get that access on Olympia again. But in that case, I would prevent him from being able to play, for example, that Sycamore for 7. So Ultra Ball for N and Sycamore. Let's see what he can find with the Ultra Ball. Probably another Shaymin-EX for a couple more resources, or maybe even another Volcanion. Sounds like a better idea to get baby Volcanion number 2 and put it into play. And there is another Shaymin for the setup. So I'm still hoping for the best. I'm still hoping for something like the Ultra Ball as the top deck, so I can choose the Ultra Ball for 2 Audinos. Of course, for the Hoopa, 2 Audinos, and actually 3 Audinos. Yeah, just because I can do that. Okay, another Trainers Mails, another Max Elixir. So will there be energy? Yes, it's gonna be energy. So 2 Volcanions EX at the bench right now with 2 energies in play. And there is one more Steam Up. So 30 more damage will be added to his power heater, which means that he can go for 60. Perfect. Definitely perfect. Be a Seeker for Lysandre for me, I guess. And it's gonna be on his Volcanion with 1 energy. Oh, nice top deck, which is a Ultra Ball. So, of course, we want to get that Lysandre. Then we want to play that Ultra Ball. And that Ultra Ball is gonna be on Fairy Drop and Mega Turbo. Yeah, unfortunately. For my Hoopa. And of course, with the Hoopa, I'm going to get 3 copies of Audino in play. 3 copies of Audino in play, and then I can just put them all 3 on the bench. Play my Spirit Link and just pass the turn. At least right now I managed to set up Audinos, but I'm still missing that Trubbish. He is going to be a very important piece of puzzle in this build to continue battle, but he managed to get 1 Float Stone here. So with that Float Stone, my opponent can definitely get a huge advantage retreating on the bench and knocking me out with one of his even Volcanion EXs, or just with the regular Volcanion EX, if he can have 1 energy in his hand for that Steam Up. So we'll see that. Alright, so interesting. There is no energy in his hand. I can know that by playing that Volcanic hit for 130. And of course, I'm gonna promote my Shaymin with the Float Stone in the front. I'm hoping still for the best, and I'm still hoping for the top deck. Top deck is just the Ultra Ball, and that's not something that I can use. But I can definitely retreat down to my Hoopa and evolve my another Mega Audino, and that will just end my turn. So this game I'm just drawing so badly, and I simply cannot draw anything. So hopefully, I'm still hopeful for the best. For me, the best is probably going to be right now top deck N. So I can end him down to like 4 prize cards, maybe even, yeah, 4 prize cards, because he was not able to knock on my Hoopa here. The top deck is a Trainer's Mail. Okay, Trainer's Mail is always nice to see, but not nice when you have just Mega Turbo and Ranger. Of course, I'm gonna get that Ranger just because next turn I can Ultra Ball with it. So let's pass the turn. Let's pass the turn, and let's see if he can somehow retreat. Yep, be a Seeker for another Ranger, so it's the same. The knockout, it's gonna happen. Another volcanic hit for 130. That was more than enough to knock out my Hoopa, and I'm gonna promote my Shaymin in the front. Whew. Speaking about N, there we go. So N down to 2. And basically from nowhere, I can pull something here, which is just interesting. Of course, I'm gonna play my double course energy, and of course I'm gonna play my Ultra Ball for N and Sycamore, and it's gonna be for that Trubbish, so I can have that Trubbish in play for next turn, and it's gonna be more than Sky Return. So Sky Return for 30, and I'm putting my Mega Audino in the front. So right now I basically need Garbodor, and I need Mega Turbo, so I can basically power up. Oh, Escape Rope, gosh. Let's promote. I mean, I can always end him down to 1. And even that is not a bad option. Or I can just absorb 180, and since I have a Float Stone, I guess I don't need to worry too much. So he have Float Stone, he have access to retreat, he can go for 130 again. And basically, since I had a Float Stone, I'm gonna be able to retreat. So there is also Fighting Fury Belt, so it's even harder to knock him out. And he had that N. Oh gosh. Okay. That N was... It was okay. I managed to survive, I guess, so it's okay at the end. Float Stone. Double Colorless energy, and I'm hoping for the best with the Sycamore, and the best is, we all know what. Float Stone for my Trubbish, of course, that was the first thing. Ultra Ball for, let's say, 2 energies, so I can have that Garbodor. Right now I need my Mega Turbo, but looks like I don't, yeah, I have one Mega Turbo, but can I get that Mega Turbo somehow? Trainers Mail, let's see. Yes, there we go. There is a Mega Turbo. So right now I can have my Mega Turbo in play, and basically I can get that very important energy down to my Audino. I can also play my Special Charge and recycle the Double Colorless energy. I mean, it's the same. I'm gonna play my Shaymin to get 5 more cards before I just decide to go with my Garbodor. I don't have nothing to lose here. So just another Spirit Link. That's kind of interesting. But alright. Yeah, let's see what I'm capable to do here. If you have the Seeker for Lysandre, the game is definitely over. So a Magical Symphony, 110, and 50 definitely goes to his Volcanion-EX with 2 energies. Okay, so from nowhere I can actually pull the victory. That's just the beauty of this build. I'm thinking about Lysandre probably, no, I'm thinking just about knocking out his Volcanion next turn, preparing my another Mega Audino in play, basically being able to find a couple more Fairy Drops or maybe even Center Lady to heal all damage counters from my benched Audino. So, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't put my Shaymin on the bench. Maybe that was not a good play. So he decided to retreat down to his baby Volcanion, and that's just gonna be 30 damage, which means that I can just use my... Okay, so he's preparing for that power hitter here. 30. Which means that I definitely need to play supporter, there is no doubt about that, and what type of supporter I should play. That's the best thing here. I can use my VE Seeker, and unfortunately I can't knock him out, but I can get Lysandre. With the Lysandre, I can actually get access to his another Volcanion-EX on the bench with the 100, with the 50 damage on it. So Magical Symphony 110, and it's gonna be definitely 50 to his another Volcanion. So turn after this, I will have a double prize knockout, which means that I will get 4 prize cards in just a single turn. There is Ultra Ball, and that means only one thing. He's discarding all that he have in his hand to see if he can get somehow that Lysandre. That Lysandre is all he needs right now, but he also needs 1 energy. And yeah, I managed to do the good job here. So 1 double Colorless energy for me, and Sycamore for 7. Of course, I need to do that in order to snipe on the bench. There is Olympia, there is Fairy Drop, so I can use the advantage of my Fairy Drop here. But that's just gonna be it for now. So Magical Symphony for 110, and for 50 to his Volcanion-EX at the bench. So 4 prize cards for me, and it all depends on the top deck. If he can get top deck, I mean, even if he can get top deck Lysandre, it's just not going to be enough for the knockout. So at the end, I think I managed to win the game from nowhere, basically because I have access to my VE Seeker and I have access to my Lysandre, and that Lysandre will just be enough to knock out his Shaymin for less than prize cards, and that's just basically a game. Even if he can Lysandre me, the best thing he can Lysandre is Shaymin. So he managed to top deck he managed to top deck V-Seeker and he managed to get access to the Fisherman, which means that he can pull 4 energies here and he have only 3, but that's the beauty of the Mega Audino. I definitely think Garbodor helps a lot. I mean, even without Garbodor right now, he could go for 190 and that would still not be enough for the knockout. But again, with my Fairy Drop, I can heal 50, and the best thing is that I can also use V-Seeker, for example, for something like a Centellate and heal 6 more damage counters. But since I have Lysandre, I can just knock out his Shaymin and basically snipe for the 50 on one of his benched Volcanions. But yeah, from nowhere, I won the game, so that definitely means that you never need to give up, so you should always play till the end because you never know what can happen. Alright, so the final game for this Mega Audino build. So that previously game was just amazing. So as I talk a little bit at the end of that game, you should definitely never give up because that's the trading card game, and that's just all about luck. I mean, you can from nowhere actually pull the victory. Of course, you need to be a decent player to be able to predict some moves that your opponent can maybe do. But to be honest, once I managed to put my Garbodor in play, and once I saw that my opponent wastes 3 copies of V-Seekers, I was just fine with that. So let's take a look at the opening hand. It's not the best, but there is 1 copy of Trainers Mail first to play. Okay, I can get myself Spirit Link, definitely. Then I can Ultra Ball, yeah, Mega Audino and definitely 1 energy, because I'm thinking about playing that N. I'm definitely thinking about playing that N here, turn 1. I know it's gonna help my opponent, the same thing is gonna help me, but 2 Fairy Drops are prized, 1 Mega Turbo has been discarded. How many Trainers Mails do I have here? Okay, it looks like 1 Trainers Mail is prized. 1 Ultra Ball is prized, 1 V-Seeker is in my hand, so okay. Sycamore is prized, 1 copy of Float Stone is prized, that's not great. But a lot of energies are here, so I'm happy with that. Definitely. I didn't count how many Spurtlings do I have, but okay. Let's just put that Audino Spurtling, Audino, and let's play Shaymin for 3. Of course, it definitely worth to play Shaymin for 3. So yeah, without thinking too much, even if I have Sycamore, I wouldn't play it. And for 6 new cards, and I misses the opportunity to get energy here. That's scary thing. That's definitely scary thing. No energy attachment for me, which means that no Sky Return. That's definitely bad. But okay, he's stuck with Trubbish in front, which means that if he can't get access to basically his Chaos Wheel, I'm gonna be fine. But looks like Chaos Wheel might happen, so I'm not gonna be able to play my special energies. And without chance to play special energies, I don't know how I can power up my Mega Audino, so I should definitely need that Lysandre sooner or later. But as long as he can miss opportunity to attack with the Chaos Wheel, I'm gonna be just fine. So Ultra Ball for Shaymin, that's like 100%, because he definitely needs to keep finding that Double Dragon energy. Maybe he can even go for the Salamence-EX, because Salamence-EX should have a lot of sense in this build against deck like Mega Audino, because I have all EXs in play. I have 6 EXs, that's like 300 plus damage for that Beastly Fang in just single shot. So that was the Ultra Ball and Super Rod, and it's gonna be maybe even a couple more Max Elixirs, another Ultra Ball, that's perfect. So I don't see reason how he would miss this turn Chaos Wheel. I simply don't see the reason. Also, Giratina is a very big problem. That Stardust just don't like me. Shaymin for 6. Alright, so the moment of truth. Will there be a double Dragon Energy? We shall see. I mean, the good thing is that I'm running 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer, so with the Enhanced Hammer, at least, as I say, at least, I can get advantage getting rid one of his double Dragon Energies and maybe preventing him from attacking mid-turn after I use my Enhanced Hammer. So, Trainers Mail for the V-Seeker. And retreat, Chaos Wheel. If he strikes for the Chaos Wheel with the 100, I'm gonna be fine, definitely. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I cannot complain against that. Oh, nice top deck. Enhanced Hammer. Just like that. From nowhere, Enhanced Hammer. And I'm gonna play another V-Seeker for N because that's the only thing I can do right now. V-Seeker for N and basically get 6 new cards and hope to find maybe a couple more good resources. Well, I can't play tools, so I'm gonna attach just energy down to my Audino because I want to use Do Wave next turn. And more than that, I can Ultra Ball for, let's say, Olympia and my Audino Spirit Link, so I can get another Mega Audino in play and basically be able to have another Mega Audino in play. I totally forget how good actually Garbodor should be against that Chaos Wheel. I completely forget that I need to attack with my Mega Audino and that I have Mega Audino, Mega Pokemon. So yeah, that was definitely bad. Okay, at least one double Dragon Energy is discarded. So can he get access to another one? If he misses opportunity to attack this turn, maybe I can somehow Sky Return my Shaymin next turn. That's a big Parallel City, and I will just lose my Shaymin and Hoopa. But there is another double Dragon Energy, and it's just gonna be enough for another Chaos Wheel. However, V-Seeker for Lysandre on my Audino probably. Not probably, but oh, on the Mega Audino actually. Kinda confused to see something like that, but okay, I cannot complain. He decided to do that, I decide to play my Enhanced Hammer number 2 and my V-Seeker 4, and so I'm still trying to do my best here and to pull something out. So N. Okay, no tools for me this turn, so I'm just thinking about passing my turn without playing Ultra Ball, without going with my Trainer's Mail, because I can't do nothing. I simply cannot do nothing. Another double Dragon Energy, so it's gonna be another Chaos Wheel for 100. And that means only one thing. I desperately need to power up my Audino-EX, so let's go with the Trainer's Mail and see what we can find with it. Special Charge, it's gonna be a good solution, definitely, because I'm thinking about Ultra Ball for Trubbish and double Colorless energy, and then I can just get that another Audino, but I actually did a tiny misplay here. Never mind. Super Rod, Shaymin Trubbish and that Fairy Energy, and of course I can play also my Special Charge, and I don't see why I wouldn't do that, and that's just gonna be it. That's just gonna be it. I should actually wait to get that knockout against the Giratina on my Mega Audino, and then Super Rod my Shaymin, and then Ultra Ball for that Shaymin, so I could set up for a couple more resources, but unfortunately I didn't do that. I made a huge mistake, so it's definitely gonna cost me here. So Ultra Ball for N and Darkrai. Wish I can get access somehow to another Enhanced Hammer so I can just get rid against that double Dragon Energy, but I simply can't, so I will definitely need space on the bench for my Trubbish. I mean, I'm definitely promoting my Audino in the front and I'm taking the risk. I'm hoping for the best as the top deck, so I can just use the advantage of that due to wave. and maybe with 2 shots knock out his Giratina. So we will definitely see that. So Chaos Wheel, of course, for 100. No tools. No, nothing for me. No tools, no special energies, no stadium cards. So let's see what is the top deck. The top deck, it's gonna be just Professor Sycamore. Well, that's a damn good. That's the damn good top deck. Whew. And then I stay short for like an energy. Yeah, I cannot believe in that. I mean, I can drain Slap for 20, but that's just gonna cost me too much. It's definitely gonna cost me, but it's still not over. I mean, what can I pull from that? I can Olympia for the Sky Return and still have like 10 damage more left, but I can't play my double course energy. If I have Float Stone, I would probably just Sky Return. On the other side, I can't Mega Evolve, so I guess I can use my Ranger and heal 20, but still it's gonna be enough for the knockout, so that's not a good option. I think that the best option right now would be maybe to retreat. But still, if I use my Pokemon Ranger, I can't attack his Giratina because it's just blocking my Audino. A lot of resources, but I'm thinking about Sycamore for 7. I simply need that Trubbish on the bench in play. I desperately need that Trubbish. So it's just gonna be Drain Slap, unfortunately just for the 20. And I managed to heal 20, but I was short for that Fairy Drop to continue playing. Next turn, I guess my best bet is to top deck something like, I don't know, Mega Turbo is the card I'm looking for, definitely. And of course there is no Mega Turbo, but I can at least play my Pokemon Ranger. So let's play Pokemon Ranger and Float Stone. So I can still attach that tool, but it doesn't change things too much. It's gonna be Sky Return for 30. And right now I can promote. Do I have Hex Maniac here? I don't. So I will put my Trubbish in front. It's a 1 price less, and still I will need that end to put him down to 1. But no, I simply can't do nothing because he also have that Jirachi, and that Jirachi will just completely destroy my chances of winning this game. Interesting thing, there's Retreat and there's 1 Dark Pulse for 170. To be honest, I didn't expect to see something like that, but yeah, he can go for 170, and maybe he just wants to, I don't know, I can set up for 1 and let him just knocks me out. Yeah, it's a GG. Unfortunately, this game was so damn bad for me that I simply didn't drop. Well, I completely forget about setting that Trubbish against that Giratina. That definitely cost me a win here in this matchup. So Lysandre down to Shaymin, and of course it's going to be enough for the knockout. 190. And yeah, there's even 1 Max Elixir, so it could go from 210 up to 210 basically. And yeah, I mean, even if I didn't put that Shaymin, I wouldn't stand chance about that Giratina, but I was also not being able close to 1-hit knockout his Dark Ray. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. Till the next time, have a nice day and good